Hello, my name's Courtney Byers, and this is my BLiC Portfolio. I'm doing this on the Explain Everything iPad app and then exporting it into a YouTube video, so hopefully all goes well. I want to start with the ways that the blended learning class has changed me. Several big things come to mind. The first one is I'm just a lot more excited to teach. I feel good about all the new things I've learned, especially the web tools and things that I can incorporate into my lesson plans. I'm very excited about including the internet videos and a lot of the different web tools like VoiceThreads and Google Docs. It really has invigorated me in my lesson planning. I'm definitely 100% without a doubt, and I'm sure you can relate to me, a lot more excited to grade student work. If I had to take home one more stack of essays and grade them old school style, I would just want to vomit on them. So this has been a lot more fun to read things, via Moodle or their blogs or their websites and be able to comment digitally. And my students are most definitely a lot more excited to do work. My 5 new implemented ideas are very exciting to me, and I really just started feeling them out this year, and I can't wait to continue them. The very first thing that I'm the most proud of is I created my own YouTube channel and started making my own YouTube videos. I had a little paranoid, kind of the people are watching me kind of thing with YouTube, but now I'm totally embraced it, and it's so user-friendly, it just makes me smile. I'm also using the Explain Everything app for a lot more than just grading. Previously, I would have students send me their papers via, PDF file, and then I would import it into Explain Everything, and then I could create a movie just like this, but with me writing all over their papers. Now I'm using Explain Everything and turning them into YouTube videos, which is easy for me to do my lecture notes. I've also had, doing number 3 right here, having students use Google Docs into their group projects. This allows me to see what they're doing. I can kind of help them interact with each other, and that's been a lot of fun. I've had students creating their own websites and a variety of different websites using Weebly. And then I've also had a class creating their own reading blogs and using EduBlog where I can comment and they can comment. And so I'm trying a lot of different interactive things and seeing what feels the best. Now, my 5 tips for instructors and my 5 tips for students are very similar. The first one with instructors is be patient with yourself. I've been frustrated because I felt a time crunch, and I had to really check myself and tell myself, just be patient. I'm learning. We're all learning. It's all fun here. Nobody's dying, so it'll all be okay. My second tip is to be open to trying the scary stuff. And by scary stuff, I mean technology things. I know a lot of teachers who are afraid to try new things because if they can't master it, they don't feel good enough to share it with students. And I want to tell facilitators that it's okay to try stuff. Kids like experimenting, and they'd much rather have you experiment with them and give something a shot and have it fail a little bit and work out the kinks than to do the good old traditional handout. My third tip is to just enjoy the experience of learning. That's what education's about, as a teacher and a student. And 4, constantly analyze your blended class. I've had a good time trying something, failing at it, analyzing what we could fix, and then tweak it for the next class. And always watching myself and looking for ways to improve has made me feel really empowered. My fifth tip would be to have your students help you grow your class. I have 100% had my students on board with everything I've tried. I've started off with these big grand ideas and said, guys, this is my goal. Make it happen. And they've had a good time helping me figure out these, little mistakes or errors and work through them. And it's really brought us together, not just as a teacher in a class, but as a group of learners. And that's the best part. I've mentioned that my tips for students are very similar to my tips for teachers. Be patient with yourself. You're on the opposite end as a student. It's the same thing. Take your time. Don't stress. It'll all fall into place. And just like teachers, don't be afraid to try some of the scary stuff. Your teachers might have you trying tools that you've never used before. Just give yourself some time and be open to it and enjoy the experience as well. Just like a teacher, you want to always analyze your experience with your blended class and what you're doing and look for ways that you can improve your own learning, or help the facilitator. Just like number 5, help your teacher grow this into something that's going to be useful, and educational and interesting. Now on to my blended classroom. My blended classroom will truly start next semester. It'll be my Language Arts 12 class. We're going to be using Moodle as our platform, and I'm still playing around with Moodle. With the time that this class has taken, I haven't had the time to dedicate to really developing it and making it what I want. But I have been experimenting on my current Language Arts 12 class. Now, my current class meets every day, so it's given us a lot of opportunities to play around. But next semester, my real blended class will only meet twice a week. Now, my current class, I have spent the focus not so much on Moodle, but on using all different kinds of web tools that I might be able to use with Moodle. So Google Docs, VoiceThread, things like that, Weebly, all of those things. I've had some very positive feedback so far. My students, by far, and I've polled them and surveyed them using Google Forms, sending them a form to their email address, kind of informal type things. And the feedback I've gotten from them has really made me feel good, and it's made me really excited. They think that the class is a lot more interesting than just the basic handouts and PowerPoint lectures. By far, it's more interactive, and they like that. They have kind of complained that it requires a little bit more student responsibility because they are doing so much more work independently and at a much deeper level, but they do feel like it's pretty innovative, and they're glad to see it. Now, my administrators, my principal especially, feels that it's more relevant to today's standards. He definitely thinks it's more engaging, that it raises my expectations for the class more, and it incorporates more standards, the Common Core standards, and definitely technology than we were using previously. Okay. So some examples of things that I've experimented with my blended classroom. This is my Twitter account that I use for my Language Arts 12 class. I use it to post them updates on homework that's due or field trips. When we're doing major projects, I'll send like a tip a day out. So, maybe on what the page limit should be, or, how they should organize it and different things like that. I found it extremely effective just because it's fun. I can give a lot of information in a short amount of time. It's just like little bits. Not everybody is a follower of mine just yet. If you'll notice, I only have 15 followers, which is a little sad, but every couple days I get a couple more, so I'm working on it. Okay. Another use of my blended class is my class Moodle page, which I already mentioned is still in serious, massive development. I have a few assignments posted and things that I'm working on, but I'm really looking forward to finishing this class up and then being able to spend all that time developing my Moodle class. Okay. Another use for my blended learning is my Weebly pages, and Weebly has become like one of my favorite things to do. I do Weebly for a lot of different projects and a lot of different classes. This right here is an example for my Language Arts 10 class. They all had to design a reading website, and in that website, they had to give a tab for each book that they've read, a summary, and then analyze the book. So you can kind of see right here, this is my whole class right here, and I will take you to one of their pages. Here's a student example, and you can see right up here, these are the books that she's read so far in this amount of time. When you click on a book, it will take you to the page for that book. The pages can be designed any way. There's several things going on here. They will have a summary, which is right up here. There will also be like major characters that they have to define, setting, point of view, mood, tone. Basically, all the elements of literature is right there. This gives them some accountability for what they're reading. It helps me see what they're learning, and I can comment and give them some feedback digitally, which I love, and they love. And they can look at each other's, which is nice too. Another example of blended learning that I've been trying out is EduBlog. I had another one of my classes, one of my writing classes, create their own reading blog. So it's pretty similar to the reading website, except I wanted to see how the blog might work. They have to post 3 times a week. Their posts need to be school appropriate, need to give a summary of their reading, need to give us some thoughts, ideas, reactions of what they were reading, and any questions that they might have. What I love about the EduBlog is it's extremely interactive. My students can comment with each other, which I also require. Every Monday, I read their 3 posts for the week, and I can right away give them feedback. Need to add more of this, congratulations. It's been a really great way for us to dialogue about books because we don't actually have time to do it in class. And it's so short and easy. It literally takes me just a few minutes to, read their quick post and then make comments to them. And I really like that. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about in my portfolio are the cited images and Creative Commons license. Now, I'm really embarrassed to admit this and a little ashamed, but I have not done anything about a Creative Commons license. Partially because I haven't really had time to fully wrap my brain around it and understand it. I mentioned in a lot of my different posts and things in the BLiC class that one of my big weaknesses that I really want to take some serious time to fix is the whole copyright issue and legal aspects and plagiarism and citing and all of that. And I have yet to have the time to really sit down and go through that. This is the first time I've ever heard of Creative Commons license was in this class, and I'm really intrigued by it. So that will be coming, and I will know more about that, I promise. I just don't think I will have time to do it in the last week of this class. As far as cited images for this portfolio, because I wasn't really using anything specific with my examples, they're all different kind of platforms that I was trying out. I didn't really think that there were any cited images relating to any particular topic that would fit for my portfolio. So I didn't include any because I kind of had some big general examples of what I was doing for class. But I do want to thank you for taking the time to have a little look at my BLiC portfolio. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love, an email or a message. I'm always looking for different ideas. So thank you, and good luck to all of you as well. Merry Christmas.